help the white person understand Black Lives Matter for dummies, okay? I want you to think about sheep in a pen. You have a mixture of white and black sheep. They're all safe. But there's one black sheep that's out of the pen. Somehow it got out. And that sheep is not safe. It is in harm's way. In my thumbnail, I happen to use a wolf. It could be anything. But in this society that we're in, it's the white man that's the wolf. That life matters because it's in danger. But what do you see? The white sheep in this country, the MAGA, what about me? All lives matter. White lives matter. Of course they do. Of course all lives matter. But you're safe. You're not in harm's way. You're not getting racially profiled. Your house isn't being redlined. You're not being called the N-word. You're not having to give the talk to your kids to what to expect when a white cop at some point pulls you over. Your son wasn't a Mount Auburn that was chased down by 3 white guys and shot. Your great-grandparents weren't a will. But your little puny little concepts of brains can't imagine a situation where the world doesn't revolve around your caucasity. Instead of focusing on the atrocity of what happened to George Floyd, and metaphorically, how the white man has put his knee on the black man since the inception of this country, you don't care about that. You didn't protest. You stood by in your privilege and found a way to be the victim. So what you did was you ignored the 93% of peaceful protests. Millions of people in this country stood up and said, this is enough. But not you. You had to be the victim. Ooh, look at the summer of love, the 7%. Yeah, and a lot of those were white people that caused it to be agitators because you want the focus to be on you. Right? How many people get triggered by Black History Month? Why in the hell would you get triggered by Black history? See, because you don't know history, or if you did, you don't care. Did you know that 1.2 million African Americans died in the Middle Passage? That the bull sharks followed the slave boats over and actually ate the bodies? Did you know that? No, you didn't, right? Because that would offend your whiteness. Did you know that black people were put in vats of sugar, and then when they didn't listen, they got whipped in addition to that? Thousands of them were put in trees while white people went to church? Did you know about that? But you don't care. That's the problem. The only piece of history you care about is the Second Amendment. You don't care about the 3/5 clause, or that this country was designed for white people, or that black people weren't even citizens in the 1860s when the Supreme Court ruled. See, that's the problem. You don't want to actually see history, which is why the plantation owner, the Orange Clan leader, the convicted felon, by the way, you know, because you care so much about law and order, took away black history out of the Smithsonian. Why? Because your white feelings are being hurt by actual history. Why do you think they took out CRT and DEI and you worship a racist podcaster? He was a shitty human being, okay? He was. He asked for the execution of Joe Biden. He said Kamala Harris wasn't black. He said she was the black Hillary. That black people are taking white jobs, the great white replacement theory. He was a shitty human being. Over 40,000 people die every year from gun violence. They all had fucking families. So spare me your white bullshit. But they cherry picked that one because why? Because it allowed them to be the white victim. Did you see them up in arms about Ahmaud Arbery being chased by 3 white guys? No. Why? Because they want to say that white lives matter. And that's really what it's about. They're triggered by Hispanic History Month and Asian History Month. They want it to be about them. That's why they're triggered by Black History Month. It's not because it's black history. It should be American history. It's because it doesn't allow them to be some kind of wannabe alpha, beta, toxic masculinity where he's a patriot with flags and guns and singing God Bless America and having dumbass UFC fights where they're all punching each other because I need to be a real man because that's their version of American exceptionalism. That's what this is really about. And until we come to grips with that, it's not going to matter if a Democrat or Republican is in the White House or in the Congress or the Senate, because that's what's really wrong with this country. Look at the cities, the mayors. Black, primarily. Racial profiling people that aren't white. Stephen Miller's basically a Nazi. Says he wants 100 million people in this country white. That's what Black Lives Matter means. And until more people that look like me say this, then we're never going to be a great country. And for those of you that still think that this was a great country, for who? What year? Huh? The Middle Passage? The Trail of Tears? Wounded Knee? Lynchings? 1,800 Asian Americans died in internment camps. Women couldn't have the right to do with their bodies, couldn't have credit, couldn't vote. This country's never been great for everybody except the white man. But even hearing that, your little puny pea brains, your concepts of brains, are breaking down because you've been indoctrinated by this country to say that it's the best of the best of the best of the best. And it hasn't been, except for one demographic, mine. Black Lives Matter. And if you don't like it, you can ship your ass back to England where you came from.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today news is getting real, guys. Imagine what supremacy standing on their own people just because someone dared to speak up for black rights. This is unbelievable, guys. They are angry, emotional, and showing their true colors on camera. This is very crazy, guys. Today I'm reacting to the scripts and I'm going to break down exactly and why defending black people triggers them so much. Guys, let's get straight into it. I will be right back.
Nobody's going to save you from your racism. For you white people that are still wanting to find common ground and think that the libtards are going to save you, no. You're going to suffer the consequences of your racism alone. You just want to lead because you think that you're an alpha male. You're not. You just want to run your mouth. So if you really want to change, this is what I'm going to recommend. Shut your mouth and listen for once in your lives. Stop running your mouth about the libs and Antifa and 1776 and guns. If you truly want to grow, go follow the 92%. If you're serious about it, if your little pea brains can handle it, because you're about to jump into the deep end of the pool. You're eating checkers and they're playing chess. You go follow and listen to Black Woman. You're going to be shocked by how dumb you really are. You think you're an alpha male? Nah. You're still peeling off the skin of the onion. They're down in the core. You want to go follow some of them? And then we'll have this conversation in a few months. That's how you'll change. But I don't think you have the audacity to shut your mouth. But we'll see. If you really want to change and listen instead of pretending to be a leader, that's the only way you're truly going to change. And then let's come back in a few months and have this conversation to see if you've actually changed. One of the reasons I started making videos was to address white supremacy. I want you to watch this 2-minute clip. It's important. When he's asked if this is a racist country, listen to his reaction and then let's talk about it.
But a question that I never see mainstream white political figures ask: do you think America's a racist country?
That's a tough one. I mean, it's a loaded question in this respect. It's an easy question, right? From your perspective, from many people's perspectives. And it should be an easy question to answer. Racism persists in extraordinary ways. Institutionally, it's certainly enshrined in so many ways, and we've been trying to unpack that in deeply meaningful ways. And we're constantly dealing and battling with racism on a daily basis. And we're seeing the assault and the weaponization of race as it relates to all these anti-woke and DEI efforts coming in the Trump administration. So, yes, there are deeply racist things that are going on all across the United States of America. Do I think fundamentally in our core, and that's why it goes to a more loaded and difficult question, I think the vast, overwhelming majority of people don't believe that they're racist, and don't honestly believe that this is a racist country, and that's challenging. And how we can communicate a more situational awareness.
But the reason why it's important is because we know that it is, right? We know that it is. We know that the foundation of the country was racism in America is older than America. Like, my ancestors were enslaved here before the English expatriates here decided to start their own country. And our utility in America has never, ever been about our genius, about our perseverance, about our ability to achieve in the country. We've done all of that in spite of an effort on the soil where we exist to minimize us and kill us. And it seems as if we can't quite reconcile that if we don't agree that is a thing.
This is what I've been saying. The interviewer is completely right. There's too many white men in this country that don't want to have this conversation. And I'll be damned if this is the hill that I'm going to die on. If this is the purpose that I'm given in this life by God, then so be it. It doesn't matter who wins, Newsom. You are gaslighting people. You're not a stupid guy. You're not stupid. You know exactly what you're doing. You're playing political theater because you want to be president. But you're the 3/5 clause, the Trail of Tears, the Middle Passage, Jim Crow, Black Wall Street, Asian internment camps. Everybody that doesn't look like us has been shit on. And you don't even have the balls to say it because you want to win an election in a couple of years. Great. Let's say you win. Then what? Racism is still here because you decided to push it under the rug. And that's exactly why we're here as a country. This is our sin as a nation of pushing the lost cause under the carpet. We let these losers that got their asses kicked worship Robert E. Lee, a racist piece of shit, may he rot in hell, because he wanted to own black people. And we said, come on back, whatever, no consequences here, and we just let it go. And we had the perception that we were making progress since the civil rights movement, but all we did was push it back. We suppressed it. We pushed it behind a dam. And then they found their Klan leader. He wears orange makeup and diapers, who cheats on his wife, who's a rapist and a convicted felon. But he's the right type of white man because he says the racist stuff out loud. And he opened up the floodgates on the dam, and all that racism, it all flooded out. That's exactly what this is. Stephen Miller wants 100 million white people. The rapist in chief, right? Very fine people on both sides. Nick Fuentes, a white supremacist in his house. Is Barack Obama, was he born here? Asking for the execution of the Central Park Five, not writing to black people. What do you have? The racist podcaster. Oh, Harris is Black Hillary. She's not black. Oh, the blacks are taking white jobs. Black people aren't smart enough. He's a racist piece of shit too. That's what the DEI, CRT, taking away slavery in the Smithsonian. This isn't rocket science, people. Almost all of the mayors that he's going after are black. When they're doing the ICE raids in Chicago, what is it? It's not white people that are being woken up at 2 a.m. by Black Hawk helicopters and snatched out of their beds naked. No, it's non-white people. LA, guess what? Racially profiling who? Non-white people. That's what this is. That's what it's always been. That's how this country was designed. And we still are refusing to admit it. Mainstream media, left, right wing, they're all doing it because they want you to be angry at each other and yell and scream and rage bait. That's what get likes and views. That's exactly what Newsom's doing. I don't like Newsom at all. He went to the French Laundry while we were in a COVID shutdown and had dinner with his rich, snobby-ass friends. When Xi Jinping came over, you know what he did? He told all the homeless people to get off the streets so he can make a photo op. Did he fix the homeless problem? No. Screw you, Newsom. You want to be a leader? Fix the damn problem. Don't do it for a video thing. And then what do? You want to go more to the right. So you have Steve Bannon, a convicted felon. Hey, bro. What's up, bro? Hey, man, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I know you voted for a rapist, but hey, come on here. Let's find common ground. You are nothing more than a cosplay politician. That's all you are. With your fancy smile and your nice cemented hair, whatever the fuck you got in your hair, God only knows. You're what's wrong with this country. You still can't admit why we're here. It's white supremacy, Newsom. Why don't you grow a sack and actually say that? And then let's have a conversation.
Anyways, guys, you can hear the fear in their voices. They are not just angry. They feel threatened because an adult person chose strife over hate. Oh my God. And when someone from their own group stands up for justice, it destroys their narrative. Oh my God, this is very crazy, guys. It shows not everyone supports their racist mindset, and that scares them. Oh my God, this is tragic. And notice, guys, how they preach freedom of speech, but the moment someone speaks against white supremacy, oh no, that freedom disappears. It's not about freedom, it's all about control. Oh my God. They only want speech that protects their power. They feel betrayed. In their mind, white people are supposed to stay silent or stay loyal to the system. Oh my God, this is very crazy, guys. And guys, when someone breaks that code and speaks for black raves, they call them a traitor. Oh my God, and that tells you everything about their mindset. Exactly. Guys, this shows a major shift happening. Oh my God. Even people within their own communities are calling them out. Guys, everybody knows this. The truth is stronger than hate. Exactly. And when the truth comes from inside their own cycle, it hits hard. Exactly. And everybody knows this. We need more people who are willing to stand up like this. Exactly. Not for growth, not for likes, but because it's light thing to do. This is not black versus white issue. This is all about humanity versus hate. Exactly. The angel you see is actually fear. Fear that they are dominate is fading. Fear that the world is waking up. Fear that truth is spreading. And once fear takes over, then why shout anymore? And even their own. This is exactly why we keep speaking, guys. This is why we can't be quiet. And when truth starts cracking their system, you are going to see reaction like this. I'm telling you guys, loud, emotional, desperate, and what we just saw is not just angel, it's a sign of dying mindset. I'm telling you guys. The more they scream, the more we know change is happening. Let me know in the comment, guys, do you think more people will start standing up? Very nice question to answer. Will they stay silent because of this kind of backlash? Guys, make sure you subscribe because I'm not stopping. We are going to keep exposing this and speaking truth loud and clear. Guys, bye.